Hi, I'm Tristan. I'm 13 years old. I'm curious, I'm passionate, and I'm sure you are too. Join me on a quest to dig deep and find out new things. Welcome to Youth Voices. Good evening. Welcome to my program. This is your host, Tristan Pang on Planet FM 104.6. Youth Voices. Good to have your company on a Saturday evening. In today's show, we'll chat with a friendly and energetic 13-year-old, John Hanna. I'll also share with you some inspirational quotes and stories, so here we go. Let's talk. I'm delighted to have one of my longest best friends come onto my show today. John Hanna, 13 years of age, studying Year 9 at Liston College. We knew each other since 5, when we started Ficino School at Year 1. We became good friends since then. John is a cheerful and helpful boy. He is always good at sports. He can pick up a new sport quickly without effort, and sports to him is something that is an instinct. He can even use only 2 fingers to do the push-up continuously, until people ask him to stop. I believe no one knows his limits. I know he can go far with his talents. I'm very pleased to have John on to my show today. Hi John, welcome to my show.
Hi.
So now you're at the new school, and I'm very interested to know more about high school, as I've never studied in the high school before. So can you tell me what a high school looks like?
Well, a high school is very big and has lots of different rooms, and the tech block has rooms specially designed for building, and the art block is specially designed for painting, and each room is designed for its own purpose.
So there are like lots of different blocks and for covering different categories in the school curriculum and everything. Right. So the buildings, how many different buildings are there? How many different blocks would there be? What do you think?
I wouldn't really know, but there's quite a lot of classes, so I think about maybe 3 or 4 blocks.
Okay, so big blocks, kind of like one science block and one So how about the playground and stuff in there?
There isn't really a playground, but there's a very large field which they use for rugby and soccer, and you can play anything on it.
Okay, so more fields, open areas.
Yeah.
And how about a swimming pool? Any swimming pools there?
They don't have a swimming pool, no.
Okay, so none at Liston. Yeah. So how about during your break? Do you have to pack your own lunch, or can you buy it from school, or do they have stuff at school for you?
You can buy your own lunch, but I prefer to pack my own. Yeah.
So what do they have? What do they sell at Liston?
They just sell pies and hot chips and
so just the usual top shop things.
Yeah.
So so you're in Year 9. So how many other students in Year 9 do you think there are in your school? Have you counted before?
I wouldn't really say no, but in my class there's about 12, 13.
So it's pretty good size classes. Yeah. So the school's just a boys' school, or is it co-ed? So both boys and girls?
Yeah, it's just a boys' school.
Okay. And what subjects are you taking?
Well, I take all the compulsory subjects, which are maths, social studies, science, and then there's art, which I take as as my option, and tech as another option.
Okay. So what other options are there? Do you know?
There's art and tech, which I take, and I'm pretty sure there's eco. We call it eco. I'm not sure what it's...
Economics,
right?
Yeah. So how about sports in schools? What sports do they offer at school?
They offer quite a few sports, like hockey, rugby, football, water polo, and I think that's it.
So what, do you do any sports at school?
I don't do any sports, but we have sports classes at school.
So PE classes,
yeah. PE.
So what do you do in those?
Well, we just do sports like rugby or soccer or tennis. sometimes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
just different types, a little
Yeah.
bit of everything, basically.
Mm.
So I know that you're doing some sports outside school as well. So what are those sports?
I did do a tiny little bit of boxing just as a little bit of practice, but
So kind of as a hobby, not something you're really
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
Yeah. So how about any other sports you do? Do you do?
I did play hockey before I came to Liston, but I don't do that anymore.
How about athletics? Do you do that?
I used to, but we have stopped because it's a bit too much.
Okay, yeah, I understand. So how about at school? How has technology helped with your education?
Technology is really helpful for my education because when I'm older, I want to become a builder and build houses. Yeah, it's really good. The teachers are really good there. The tech teachers are really good. They explain things really well.
Okay. So how about you? Do you use laptops at schools or computers?
Yep, we use laptops, and we use them for all subjects except for art and science.
Okay. So what do you do for example in maths? What do you do on the laptops?
We do it's a site called Manga High. It's where you learn different sort of maths and skills to help you through maths.
Okay.
Yep.
So kind of like fun things on the.
Yeah.
Do you find it more engaging when you use technology like the laptop?
Yeah, it is. It is much more engaging, and it does help for research.
Yeah, and everything's kind of at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as you said, you wanted to be a builder when you're older, right? When in the future, do you want to? So, what side of building are you thinking?
I'm thinking more hands-on sort of building houses, like I said. So not more, maybe more on the building side, not the tech, not the designing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to be hands-on down
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
seeing what you actually want to build it yourself, kind of thing. Yeah. So, how have you been working towards that now? Are you doing?
Well, my granddad helps me out on little projects that we do together, and I've been building quite a bit.
Okay, so you're already building now.
Yeah.
So now I have two signature questions. The first question is, can you tell us some people who have influenced you so our young listeners can learn from them and why?
Well, my granddad, of course, is very, very good, and he has taught me many things, many skills for life, and also skills for building. And I would also say that Usain Bolt, one of my favorite stars for running, because I love to run. And I first saw him when I was watching the World Cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now my second signature question is, can you share with us something that you've heard or read that really inspired you?
I watched a movie once on running, and that really inspired me to run more and to train really hard.
Okay, so that movie inspired you to keep following your passion of running and everything. So thank you, John, for coming onto my show today.
Thank you for having me.
I remember I wrote a futuristic story a few years ago. I projected John Hanna in my story. In the story, John broke the world's running record, and no one could break his in the following 2,000 years. Something interesting is, after we graduated from Ficino School last year, both of us have been very busy and we haven't got any chance to see each other. We met again today, and I found that he has broken his school's running record. I'm very delighted with his achievement, but I'm not too surprised. I know he will break the world record very soon, as told in my story. Not many 13-year-olds can tell what they want to achieve and what they want to do in the future. But John is different. He knows clearly about his strength and he has a dream too. He follows his passion to chase his dream. So John, I know you do great and I'm proud to have you as my friend. Let's explore. John mentioned Usain Bolt in the interview, one of the fastest runners today. Here is Usain Bolt's interview on the Sports Centre.
Well, for me, it's a big accomplishment in my life. I've worked hard, pushed myself, and that was my major goal. So for me to get to get there and to get it done, it's just a wonderful opportunity and an honor for me.
I heard you have all your gold medals with you there. Which one's your favorite?
Well, the 200-meter one, but they're all here, all three of them. They're really heavy, though.
They're rattling.
Really heavy. Yeah.
You could put that in front of your house and it would be like a wind charm.
Yes, definitely would be.
What's your next big goal?
For me, I will have to sit down with my coach and discuss, but I think we'll definitely like to try to see if we can break the world record even better next season, but we'll see. We haven't really discussed it yet, but I think I really want to try, so I think I'll be pushing for that next season.
The record right now, 9.58 in the 100 meters. How much lower do you think you can take that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know the possibilities. The way I look at it and I go into every race is that anything is possible. I've said a couple of years ago, last season, that 9.4, I think maybe a limit, but I don't know. We'll see. But I'm definitely going to go out there and try my best. If the coach gives me a go-ahead to go for it, then I will.
Well, we hope you do that. Sometimes, Usain, it often appears because you're so fast that you're actually gliding to the finish. What's going through your mind in those last 20 meters?
Well, for me, is always, if I know I'm going to win, then it's just looking at the clock, trying to see how fast I'm going to run, just trying to hold my technique, my form and all. So for me, that's it.
Do you think maybe looking at the clock has potentially cost you 100th or a 10th somewhere along the way?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I definitely think so. My coach always tells me to stop doing that, but it's just a bad habit. I've had that habit since high school. I've always done that. So I think if I want to run faster, I think I have to break out that habit and run through the tape.
Then you'll get that 9.4, 9.3. How would you characterize your competition right now?
Well, I think there's a few young kids stepping up. Johan Blake is one of them. He's really stepped up. But for me, I love a competition. I like to work hard. I like it. I like the excitement, and it's good for the sport. It's good for the fans. It's a good energy. So for me, I strive on a competition. I like when it's intense because I always want to beat the best. So I enjoy it.
Right now, you are the best. 6 gold medals, back-to-back 100s and 200s in the Olympics. But in your opinion, who's the greatest sprinter of all time?
Greatest sprinter of all time? Well, I think I'm up there, I definitely say, but I really respect watching Maurice Green competing because he made the sports for me exciting also. Michael Johnson was one of my idols growing up, so for me, those are 2 guys I really looked up to when I was coming up.
Usain, what's the craziest promotion someone has asked you to do, whether it's race against an animal or a car or something like that?
They've actually asked me. People have actually asked if I wanted to do that. I actually adopted a cheetah in Kenya, and they asked me if I wanted to race it and stuff like that. So it's been weird things, but some of the times my agent, Ricky Simi, doesn't really bring that to me. He just keeps it to himself sometimes.
Cheetah's pretty fast. How do you think you'd do?
Yeah, I have no chance, really.
We thank you, John, for the interview on my show today. If you want to listen to my other shows, please go to my website, www.questIsFun.org.nz/youthvoices. That is www.quest-is-fun.org.nz/youthvoices. So for today, that's it from me, Tristan Pang. Thank you for listening. I welcome your feedback and your support of the program. Please write to me on Facebook or email me to youthvoicesnz@gmail.com. Don't forget to like Youth Voices with Tristan Pang on Facebook. Good night, world. Join me again next Saturday at 5:20 p.m. to dig deeper, or listen anytime online at planetaudio.org.nz/youthvoices.
Youth Voices.